y'all, it's your girl Breezy, and you know I love to run my mouth. And I'm back for Power Book 4, Season 3, Episode 4. Alrighty, let's get into it. Oh, before we get into it, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. What are you doing? Hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I come around my mouth. And please give me a thumbs up, like the video. Come on, help us out. All right, y'all. Tommy is pissed, of course. And Diamond is trying to explain to him that he didn't tell Tommy, which was one of my questions. Why didn't you tell Tommy? You was making this big deal about Tommy seeing Maria and not telling you and how that messes up your business. But you didn't tell him that King Kilo wanted his nephew gone and that you was making moves to have D-Mac do stuff for CBI. Diamond tell him he was trying to do it to protect D-Mac, to figure out a way that they could avoid serving him up to King Kilo on a platter, and that Tommy doesn't think, and that he's a hothead, which is very true, and that he felt like Tommy would have just moved off of emotion as opposed to coming up with a plan. But I feel like, Diamond, that's bull. If you would have talked to Tommy and been like, look, I don't need you to, you have to kind of like build Tommy up. Like, I'm going to tell you something. I need you not to react. I want us to come up with a plan. Here's what's going on. But I think that Diamond is so on the fence, like he's trying to be with Jannar and trying to be with Tommy, that he doesn't know when to make a decision to like tell Tommy, yes, true enough, Tommy's the hothead, but there's no reason why you shouldn't have told him all that stuff that was going on with his nephew. Child. So Tommy tell D-Mac, baby, you are not in CBI. Take your tail to the house and I'll be there to see you, to talk to you later, because we're going to have to talk about this, because I told you. Forget what Diamond and Jannar are telling. I, your uncle, told you, and I am one of the heads of this organization. You're not in it. So for you to think you was going to come behind my back and work around and think I ain't going to have something to say, baby, we finna have a talk. So we see D-Mac on the phone, booed up, talking to Genesis, and, trying to impress her. He got this chain and da-da-da-da. And she's like, baby, a diploma. Get a diploma and you'll impress me. The bike was nice, but that chain is too much. It's going to bring attention and you're going to pay for that. And it is, because they're going to look at you like, who this little new nigga, like, how you coming up? How you got a chain? How you got this? How you got all that? Oh, you must be the one that been doing these hits. I don't think D-Mac think that. And that's why, although in the last episode I was very impressed with his planning, he does not think about all potential angles. So there's that. So Tommy at the door, bam, 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 come in like, oh, they telling me you the one that did Mad Dog in. Is that like what's really going on? Not D-Mac talking about, you better ask about me. I'm him. Who do you think you are, D-Mac? Like, you done did 2 little jobs and you think you the man. Well, I guess you did. Oh, that's why he think he the man. Because he did the police officer. He did Mad Dog. And then he did the little robbery on the Asians. And he did this job for CBI on whatever that other crew was, the Nines or whatever, whoever they are. So he think he the man, child. Talking about ask about me. Boy, sit your ass down. Stacey still trying to hold this case together, y'all. She ain't got a clue of what's going on behind her back, or what's happening in her streets. Bobby come to tell her that, baby, now the fentanyl is flooding the streets, baby. The folks is going up out of here faster than you can imagine. The fentanyl is taking them out. So they trying to figure out what's going on. They like, oh, if we can align it with the time that the Marquez cartel showed up here, then we could probably pin the fentanyl on them. And you see in Sang's face, like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, he sees like, yeah, that connection is there. And, he got to figure out how he going to cover that up. Stacey. Claudia is not your ace in the hole. This is what I don't understand. Claudia is a criminal. You arrested her. Why do you think she is your best bet to get this case sold up? And is this what prosecutors really be like going through? Because in my mind, I would feel like you doing all this threatening to this person. You had them locked up. You've done all of this. You've leveraged their life. You've leveraged their family. You've leveraged their business to try to get to your end goal of taking somebody else down. Somebody that clearly has the power to take this person out. Why do you think when y'all get to court that it's going to work out that way? I just be wondering. Tommy let D-Mac know just how silly he is, because you done took this man out and you still got the gun. Amateur. Why would you still have a gun that has a body on it? You were supposed to get rid of that. Let us know you don't know what you're doing fully. Like, to the point of the whole thing, like, D-Mac's not going to quit. Y'all might as well bring him in and teach him how to do things, because he's going to get out in these streets and just be willy-nilly and just be doing any and everything. Boy, you were supposed to get rid of that gun and you were supposed to get you a new one with no serial numbers and no bodies on it, or that was presumed to be clean. I'm not even in the criminal enterprise, and from everything I watched on TV, that's what you were supposed to do. Tommy took that gun to Vic, and Vic was like, is it a body on it? Tommy didn't even answer that question. He was like, don't be asking me no questions. Just do what I tell you to do. Like, don't worry about all that. I need to figure out how to get to Stacey, which Vic is still telling him, like, you need to invest money in her campaign. So they're going to do that to see if she actually takes the dope boy money. The SODs say they out. So they got crews leaving up out of the coalition left and right. Them folks don't want to be bothered. I want nothing to do with Tommy and CBI and the coalition and us having people with us and all of that. We don't want no parts of that. When the people come, when the SODs come to say, hey, we out, they bringing the product back. The one boy kind of give Tommy the bag, but he like holding on to it and like looking at Tommy. So Tommy like picking up the clues. So when they leave, it's a note in the bag. So apparently not all of the SODs want out, but this one particular guy, Rashawn, does. So they're going to use that. So we see Sang sitting at lunch, or basically at lunch with a Asian lady, and he's talking to her. Now, I didn't know who she was. I guess she's just somebody that worked for the organization. But they're talking about how he's sinking the case so that he can come back and save the case, and then that puts Stacey in a predicament where she probably would lose her mayoral campaign, and she would lose her position as the U.S. District Attorney, and then he would be able to swoop in and get the role. Claudia. Elise is not a criminal. And you want this woman to go and spy on Tommy. Well, not spy on Tommy. She wants Elise to go and record Tommy. And Elise like, well, the recordings delete after 24 hours, I guess, in the bar where he gonna come meet her. She's like, well, you gotta do it on your phone. Claudia, why would you set that girl up like that? You want her to die? Is that what it is? You trying to get her killed? Because that advice couldn't have been what you thought was the best. She is not in this world. She is not of y'all's world. You wrong for doing that to her. Show her shit when the girl and Tommy meet. He finds the phone and he tell her, you better be glad I got other things to do or I will take you out. And tell Claudia I said, hey. Because, girl, what? Stacey. All of y'all is just, y'all continue to be silly. Some of these people on this show continue to be silly and continue to make plays and stuff that is just not working. Stacey going in on Vic talking about, I need something. Vic ain't got nothing for you, girl. You ain't realized that by now? He ain't giving you nothing. He ain't got nothing. Anything he give you, as you see, has not panned out. So why do you think Vic at this time is a reliable source? This furthermore lets me know y'all don't have anybody watching him. Stacey, girl, just quit. So Shanti still is trying to make her moves because she want to be on top. And this is what I also don't understand. Like, why is it not okay just to have your business? You make some money. Why are you so hell-bent on taking down Tommy and taking down Diamond? Let me tell you this right now, Shanti, showstopper. Jenard does not want to take Diamond down. You can see every time she brings it up, every time he answers that question, you can see the lie in his face, you can see the discomfort in his face, and it's like, girl, what are you thinking? When it comes down to it, Shanti, and I hope she realizes this, or maybe she's so hell-bent on she feels like she have Jenard in such of a chokehold that he won't. But when it comes down to it and it's between you and Diamond, he's going to take you out. That's going to come back to bite you in the butt. And that was my assessment for this episode. There's a lot of things that are being set up that are going to come back to bite people in the butt. Shanti and this whole thing with Jenard and Diamond, all of that setup is going to come back and bite you in the butt. Shanti goes to Manny, and Manny was from last season. Remember, Jenard snatched her chain. That was her chain that her daddy gave her. She goes to try to like get into business with Manny, and the other dude was like, oh, you mess with Jenard. And she was like, oh, no. So this is when Shanti finds out that during his dopehead season, which she's still a dopehead, that Jenard had robbed Manny and took his chain, right? So they done embarrassed her out there. Basically, you were a crackhead. Man, we could have did business with you, but if that's who you fooling with, I don't fool with you, right? So she went back to the house. She mad, upset about it. And Jenard was telling her, like, I can fix it, whatever. So he does go and fix it for her. Which he goes, I forgot that he had sold it to that man that he was buying drugs from because he didn't have no money to get the drugs. So he gave the man the chain. He tried to go buy the chain back from the man. The man was like, nah, babe, I've been rocking this. This is my piece, honey. They see me in the streets and I'm fly. I'm fly with it. Which I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, that's going to come back to bite somebody in the butt because that man was a drug dealer in the streets. He done been wearing that chain for at least some days or weeks now. In the Power universe, you never know how long it's been. That could have been yesterday. But we're just going to say for a couple of days now, people done been seeing him with that chain. And now Jenard gave him the fentanyl that he got from the Asian people. And the man overdosed. And Jenard took the chain back. Jenard takes the chain back to Manny. Like, hey, I ain't come with no guns. I'm on that peace stuff. My bad, dog. I'm sorry it was you. I was low on product. I had to take this so that I could get product, which was a lie. You was a dopehead, and you took a chance so that you could buy drugs that you could put up your nose or in your veins, however you was doing it. But anywho, Manny accepted the apology. Jenard like, please, I know I was stupid, but don't take it out on Shanti. The deal she trying to make y'all real good. It's good money, mess with her. So they're like, I ain't gonna take it out on you, girl. I ain't gonna, whatever. Because Manny had wanted to told Shanti earlier, baby, when I see Jenard, it's his life. Because, baby, he tried to play me like a hoe. And I ain't no hoe, okay? Ain't no hoe up in there. Morel, you again let me know on every episode that you want to be a gangster girlfriend, but you really do not have the smarts and common sense to be a gangster girlfriend. Because if you think that Miguel wants to go to dinner with you and Tommy and that there is not an ulterior motive behind it, you let me know that even though you're a nurse girl, you're not that smart. D-Mac go talk to his daddy, and JB, where was your daddy antenna? That let me know that you never actually kicked in on your fatherly instincts, because at some point, I guess via text message or a phone call, D-Mac had told him that he caught another body talking about Mad Dog. And then when he get there, he was like, nah, it was a lie. It was all lies. You let that boy lie in your face like that? He told me, well, you know, if you ever need me, I'm here. I want to help you. It's D-Mac for me saying, tell the old white lady, tell the old lady that she still owe me $20. Boy, you done robbed all these people and you hawking your grandma for $20 that you use to pay her numbers. Go on, chuck that up to the game. Chuck the deuces up. Charge that to the game, baby. You ain't getting them $20 back from Kate anyway. Elise goes to see Claudia again, and she is unraveling. She like, baby, my people know some people in the feds. I might need to talk to them because I need protection. I ain't got protection out here. You got protection in here. Claudia like, oh my God, I wasn't thinking about you. I've only been thinking about survivor mode since I got in here, and I should have been protecting you, and I'm going to protect you. I got one more card to play. And I don't know what the card exactly was, but Stacy is letting Claudia get out. She's supposed to be helping take Tommy down. And Stacy, girl, this is going to come back to bite you in the butt. This is another, everybody going to get bit in the butt. It's going to come back on you. I'm telling you, this is going to come back around. Because the Marquez cartel took their protection off of Claudia because they found out she was working with the feds. Although Claudia had got her some girls to kind of support her, and they end up taking that other girl who's been trying to get, the one that Tommy had got to get her in the beginning, but she did not complete the job properly, which was silly to me. I guess that was the whole way that the show was able to keep Claudia alive, because she's a big player in this. But girl, you didn't get the job done the first time. You should have let it go. And because she didn't let it go, the other girls turned on her and they put her in the washer. But okay. But that's gonna come back to bite Stacy in terms of letting Claudia out. It's not gonna work out. Tommy, you did a whole lot by taking that man's tongue out. Y'all really could have just mashed him with that engine and we could have went on about our day. The way you pulled the tongue out and then cut it, it was just a whole, I had to turn my head. I could not watch that. That scene was very much gruesome. So what Tommy and Diamond have done is they have flipped the narrative, telling King Kilo that Rashawn had got robbed and that apparently D-Mac, not D-Mac, that Rashawn had got robbed and that it had led back to Mad Dog somehow. And so that Rashawn is the one who took Mad Dog out. And then they showed King Kilo videos of them where they had smushed Rashawn with that engine. So now the other dude is a part of the other dude of the SODs. I think his name was Malik. Now he is in charge. He is in charge of the SODs now that they done took Rashawn out. And he's saying, oh, this can't come back on me. But I'm like, brother, somehow that, again, everybody gonna get bit in their butt. That's gonna end up coming out. Things always work their way around for people to find out. But King Kilo, like, if somebody can confirm for me that Rashawn did get robbed and that would have been the reason why he did it, then he's cool with it. And here goes Jannard. You talk too much. You should have just let that be. But you gonna add double dip on it and say, well, if you still want what's Tommy nephew? If you still want D-Mac taken out, I'll still do it. That ain't nothing to me. Huh? But I think that that's because Jannard want to take him out because he wanted to do something to Tommy, and he know he can't really get to Tommy, so he want to do it through his nephew. But I was like, you didn't need to add that. You could have left that out. After they got the whole thing straightened out with King Kilo, Tommy goes to D-Mac, let him know, hey, you officially back in CBI, but you under me. You come to me, you report to me, I tell you what to do. He was like, yeah, you need to be taught how to do this game, like Kanan did for me and Ghost. So that was like a little nod to the original Power, which had me thinking, was Kanan older than Ghost and Tommy, or was it just that he was more into the drug game than Ghost and Tommy? Because the way he phrased that gave me like, I'm an adult, you are like D-Mac is an adult, I think he's like 18 or whatever, but you're a child basically in this game, and I'm gonna bring you in. Was Kanan, I hope they tell us that like within Kanan's book, or if they're going to do another series, like really explain that. I'm just wondering that now in my mind. Is Kanan that much more older than Tommy and Ghost, or was he just more in the game than they were able to teach them as mentors? But not to the original Power series. So Vic texts Tommy that Claudia got wings, and Tommy puts on his hoodie and goes and scopes out the scene and sees her getting in the car with all the police presence, FBI presence, and he says time to fight with the devil. So now that Claudia is out, Tommy about to be on her ass. This is going to be interesting. I'm excited for what's to come. Y'all, that was Power Book 4, episode 4 of season 3. Tell me what you think. So leave those comments down below. I definitely want to hear from you. Make sure y'all like the video. Give me that thumbs up. Make sure you hit that button that says subscribe. Subscribe to your girl's channel. I never said it in any other videos, but I am at 2,000, so we're now on the road to 3,000. Or should I say 2,500? No, I'm going to aim for a star. On the road to 3,000. Y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when I come back to run my mouth. And make sure you come back, okay?